Melise, welcome here to the Mixtur online from the festival Mixtur.
Thank
That
you.
is the third edition that is organized here in Fabra y Coats in Barcelona. I know that you have arrived, you have to get up at 5 o'clock to arrive here in Barcelona. What is your role or your responsibility then in Ensemble Recherche, and what can you tell us, please, about this ensemble and the relation, how it has been formed? A little bit of history until arriving here, and also your implication in the ensemble.
Mm-hmm. Gladly. Well, the Ensemble Recherche has been founded in 1985. And I am lucky to be one of the founding members. We were just two initially. There was a cellist, our ex-cellist, Lucas Fels, who's playing with the RDT Quartet now in London, and me. And we both studied in Freiburg, where we had the fantastic situation to have two teachers of composition who are very contradictory. And one was the pupil of the other. One was Klaus Huber, the Swiss composer who is over 90 or 90 years old by now. And the other one was Brian Ferneyhough. And they both were very, very committed, of course, and invited lots of very famous composers like Luigi Nono, Xenakis, Lachenmann, all these fantastic personalities who I had the honor and luck to meet when I was about 20 years old. And I myself, I studied normal classical violin and discovered in that time that my love and my aims were not so much into the past, the musical past, but I realized there was such a richness of contemporary and also classical modern music that I did not come to know yet at that age. So Lucas and I, who had the same opinion about new music, we founded this ensemble, which was very small in the beginning. It started off with Webern's Opus 20, which is a string trio. And from here, we have the connection to the tomorrow night concert. We are going to perform two Webern pieces. It's a piano solo and a duo for violin and piano. Early piece. And on the other hand, we have two very new pieces, two composers, Hendrik Dennering and Aurélien Dumont, who were selected and premiered by this competition that was happening here.
Yes, it's what I have seen, that it has been awarded from the festival that has been...
Exactly.
Right.
And so we are just drawing a very large, or we are building a bridge from one of the forefathers of new music, Anton Webern, over Helmut Lachenmann, who is again, quite aged by now, a very famous composer who went a quite different way, very radical way, and then over to the young composers who I mentioned before.
Right.
And in this spectrum, you can already see that the work and the aims of the Ensemble Recherche are very widespread.
Right. From the more classical contemporary music to the last creations.
Exactly. And we feel very in charge and responsible for the very new young composers, to help them, to encourage them. And therefore we have a project going on now since 2 years and still going on for a couple of more years, which is called Klassenarbeit, so class work in English. Yes. And this is where we met Oriol Saladriguez. He came to Freiburg and he wrote a piece for us, like all the other composition students did. There were 12 altogether, 6 from one city and 6 from another city, so we had quite contrasting personalities. And that's how we came to meet Oriol, and we were fascinated by his musical ideas.
Oriol is the co-director of Mixtur, the festival Mixtur.
Exactly.
Because I think it's important.
Yes. And it's fantastic to be in this place. I'm absolutely ravished away by the beauty and the new architecture built in this old building. It's fantastic.
This is the classical industrial first area of Barcelona. Well, it was actually outside Barcelona.
Yes.
It's a quartier outside, but it became Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it has been recovered, I think, since 4 or 5 years. And yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. And I hope you enjoyed the big here.
I'm sure.
I think that your experience has been very. It makes you understand the objectives of the concert, and it's very good to signal this, that actually this work has been selected. The work of Aurélien Dumont has been selected by the Convocatoria Mixtur. So, and then the work of Henrik Denerin, it's a premiere.
It's a premiere. Yes.
That's
yes.
very important. And then, how do you? For the audience, because sometimes with the contemporary music, we were talking before with Uriol and with Oliver, the directors of Mixtur, how important is just to be there directly and to feel like the touch of the vibration of the music. How do you, how we should perceive this music? How do you think?
Yes.
How you can tell us? We have to enjoy this music.
Well, you have to enjoy it. That's already the answer. I would say.
I was going to say how to read, but we cannot read the music.
No, it's not important. It's not really important.
It's not about
Many people ask me or tell me with bad conscience, oh, I cannot come to your concerts with new music because
really?
I don't understand.
You don't
I have the feeling I must know so much in advance. I have to read a lot about the pieces, the composers, and I always say, no, this is wrong. Just open up your ears. Prick up your ears. It's a fantastic book, yes, by Hans Zender, the famous composer and conductor.
Hans?
Prick Up Your Ears. It's a very good book, and it's a kind of a little initiation in how to overcome these fears for new music, which are senseless.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I think the player's task in life is to perform in such a way that the interpretation of every piece is like a little universe, and this universe is a little planet that is trying to reach the audience. So we have this exchange of energy in the best case when the interpretation is well done, and there is a reaction of the audience whether they know much about the piece or not. So I think new music is also important to be watched. I wouldn't say it's absolutely necessary, but if you see somebody interpret a piece of new music, you have a different approach. It opens much more, and you lose the fear. Yes. And this is our task. We try to do our best in this sense, to reach the audience, to create a communication. There's nothing else to do.
That's fantastic. What do you think it has to be at this very moment, the role and the mission of the contemporary music in the panorama, the cultural panorama, social and cultural panorama in our world?
Yes, this is a difficult question.
Well,
I think one can say music hasn't ever had a role. In older times, it was. Some people still think the most important role is to entertain, which is not wrong. But I think music can be much more than this. Music has always been avant-garde. If you take the music of Bach, for instance, or late Beethoven, in their times, they have been offended because the people thought, oh my God, this is not music anymore. Where are they going to? And we are a little bit in the same situation. So it's good to remember that old music, that what we call old music, was formerly also one day new music. I never divide music into new and old. And I think music is always there to reach, I don't know, any part of transcendent reception. I think whether emotions or also mental things or impulses or accents, creating new little universes and provoking curiosity onto, well, why not political engagement?